Welcome back, dear learners. Before the ad break, we were able to prepare the debtors allowances journal. We did the general ledger. We did the debtors ledger, the accounting equation. Not to forget the debtors list as well. So with me here, I have a very interesting question. In this question, I want to show you the relationship between us selling goods to the debtor as well as the debtor returning the goods back to us. Okay, so let's look at this question. It says, Noah Abrahams owns Abraham's Traders. The business buys and sells household appliances. The business has an incompetent bookkeeper and has asked you to help them prepare the books for the month of July. So here is their debtors list, okay? And then here is the transactions. Let's quickly go and help them with their books. Now, they want us to do the debtors journal as well as the debtors allowances journal. Okay, let's quickly do that. Sold goods. Where does this go? Debtors journal or debtors allowances journal? Where's the keyword? Sold goods. Okay? And the moment you just see invoice, that means this goes to your DJ. So I'm coming here, invoice number 403, day number 7. The debtor RJ. And how much was the goods we sold to them? 3,050. Now we need the cost of sales. Okay? Now, how do we get this cost of sales? We need to have markup. Let me remind you of what we saw earlier on. All goods are sold at 25% markup on cost. So let's quickly go and calculate. So remember, cost is always 100. Markup, in this case, is 25. Selling price, therefore, becomes 125, which is therefore equal to 3,050. We want the 100. So what I want is 100. What I have is 125 multiplied by 3,050. Okay, dear learners, please punch that in your calculators. How much do you get? 2,440. Thank you. So I'll come here, my cost of sales becomes 2,440. Okay, let's quickly go on. It says, on the 10th, RJ claimed an allowance for damaged items, 250. He agreed to keep the items. So he is keeping the goods. So the goods are not going to come back to us. He is keeping the goods. But we're going to give him an allowance. Okay? And then we issued credit note number 54 to him. So that means I'm now bringing that to my debtors allowances journal because we're giving him an allowance. What is the document number? 54. Do you remember the day? It is the 10th. The name of the debtor? RJ. How much is the allowance we're giving him? Here it is, 250. Do I have anything to record in the cost of sales? No. Do you remember why? Because no goods have been returned to us. Let's go to the 13th. Issued an invoice to D Sugar for goods sold. So I'm coming here now. So it's going to be invoice 404. The date, it is the 13th. Who is this? D Sugar. How much was the invoice? 1,680. You remember now, we already have to calculate what? My cost. 125. You remember why 25? Markup is 25%. Multiply this by 1,680. How much do you get? Quickly punch that in your calculator. 1,344. I'm coming here. 1,344. Let's go to the next one. On the 30th, D Sugar purchased goods for 3,600. Where do I go? Obviously, it is in my DJ. So I'm coming here, 405. What is the date? The 30th. And then D Sugar again. And then how much is it? 3,600. All right, you now know what to do here. We want 100. We have 125 multiplied by 3,600. Quickly in the calculator, how much do you get? All right, thank you. 2,880. The last one says, D Sugar returned damaged items, 800. So in this case, he's returning There's a return on the goods. So I'm coming here, 55. The date is the 31st. D sugar. And then debtors allowances, 800. So what I want now is the cost of these goods that were returned, 125. So I still keep my 25 here. Multiply that by the goods, the amount, which is 800. How much do you get? You get 640. So I'll come here, then I'll get my 640. Let's quickly add it up. So if we add that up, we're going to get 8,330. Keep your calculator close. Let's add this one again. How much do you get? 6,664. Let's now go to the debtors allowances journal. 250 plus 800, 1,050. Thank you so much. Here, we only have 640. Now, we are going to quickly look now at the next aspect, okay? Since we've prepared our debtors journal and our debtors allowances journal, let's now post it to the debtors ledger. Very important for you to remember that whenever you have your invoices are going to come to the debit side, which is a plus. So when you have amounts from the DJ, you bring them to the debit side. But all your credit notes, that is amounts from the DAJ, they will come to the credit side. That is a minus. Let's start. So remember here, this is the DJ, the debtors journal. On the 7th, we are told that RJ bought goods. So I'm coming here. It's going to be invoice. It's going to be invoice number 403. And then it is 3,050. So I'm coming here 3050. I'm going to add that to 6,900 and I'm going to get now 9,950. The next transaction is on the 10th, as you can see here. RJ has returned goods. No, we allowed him an allowance. Remember, we gave him an allowance of 250. No goods were returned. It was an allowance of 250. So I'm coming now to RJ, and then what is my source document? Remember, it is my credit note. Credit note number 54. Okay, there it is. And then I'm bringing it now to the credit side. How much is my credit note? 250. That means I'm going to say 9,950 minus 250, which gives me 9,700. Let me now come and post the transaction on the 13th. We come to D Sugar. I'm going to record an invoice number 404. Invoice number 404. How much is that? 1,680 on the debit side. 1,680. That means I'm adding now to the 5,780. How much am I going to get here now? 7,460. And then I'll come to the next transaction, which is on the 30th. D Sugar again. I'm going to have another invoice. It is invoice number 405. And then it is for 3,600. The balance will now be 11,060. And then lastly, I come to the allowance here on the 31st for 800. So I'm now having my credit note number 55. How much is that going to be for? 800. So I come to my credit side, 800. Remember, minus. That means here I'm now going to have 10,260. Once you are done with that, it is very important that you can complete your list. Yes, RJ, it will be 9,700. There's some figure that you see here. And for sugar, it is your 10,260. Once you are done with that, then you can totalize it. I'm going to give you just a second to totalize it. Punch 9,700. I'm going to repeat it. 9,700 plus 10,260. And then you get your 19,960. Remember, it should be the same as your debtors control balance. Okay, Dennis, we're going to go for a quick ad break and then I'm going to see you after the ad break.